Okay, a couple things. A, I hope you watched my video, and I hope you watch it over and over again. B, you'll definitely need your calculators, so I need you to get those calculators out now. All right, so writing those ratios weren't too bad. Now we're going to be solving using these trig ratios, and that's when you're going to really need these calculators. So in this first part, so this is basically going over how to do it. So first of all, you're going to circle the angle that we're talking about. And then you have 3 different pairings, and you have to think about what is given. So you have to pay attention. So everything may not be given. So that's when you know when to use sine, cosine, or tangent. Also, this here is if you're finding a side. If you're finding an angle, it's down here. Okay, got it. So there's a difference. Do you see this has that inverse? Because we're actually trying to find that angle value. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is the so. So this is supposed to help us to go opposite. Sine is opposite hypotenuse. Okay. So we're given this angle. And we are given the hypotenuse and the opposite. So easy enough. So all you have to do is put sine of 29 over 1 is equal, this is how, because there's a ratio, and then what is that ratio? So opposite is x, my hypotenuse is 34, and we're going to cross multiply. So when we're cross multiplying in our calculators, we're going to go ahead and hit sine 29 equals, always hit that equals because you're solving this, times 34, right, divided by 1, and you get x is equal to 16.48, rounding to the nearest hundredths. So cross multiplying, and you could solve it all out. Next one, same thing. Let's label. We've got our angle. Here's my hypotenuse, and here's my opposite. So sine 48 over 1 is equal to 24 over x. So we're going to say cross multiply. So 24 is equal sine of 48 times x, divide by the sine of 48, just so you can see how this works a little bit better. You might already know this is how you're going to do it. And then x equals. So here we go. 24 divided by, and I like to put it in parentheses so I just know, the sine of 48. And I got 32.30. If I'm rounding to the hundredths, sometimes you need to go to the hundredths. Next one. Different. This one we were finding sides. Side. Here we're finding the angle. So when you're finding the angle, you're going to use these up here. So we're going to use the sine inverse, okay, of x is equal to, so again, opposite hypotenuse, 7 over 25. Okay, this one's a little bit different because you're just running this into the calculator. So in your calculator, you're going to say shift, it's this one up here, hit the shift key, and then 7 ABC 25, and it's going to give you your answer. X is equal to 16.26 degrees. And there you have it. Okay, wasn't too bad. Let's try the next. Cosine. SOCA. So adjacent hypotenuse. Same thing here. We're finding a side. We're going to circle this. Here's my adjacent, so we're going to say cosine of 32 over 1 equals x adjacent hypotenuse, and cross multiply. So in my calculator, I'm going to say cosine of 32 equals times 28 equals divided by 1 is 23.75. Next, same thing, circle. So I'm saying, since they're giving me, again, they're only giving me these. Sometimes you have to figure this out. They are giving me the adjacent and hypotenuse. So cosine of 57 over 1. We like to keep these in ratios. It's just a lot easier to solve. And then 42 over x. Okay. This time we cross what we can and divide by the oddball. So 42 times 1, I'm just going to do it in my calculator, is 42 divided by, again, I'm going to put that in parentheses, cosine of 57, 77.12. Okay. And since my last one, I'm going for the angle, I'm going to use the cosine, the inverse. Kind of the same thing. So I'm going to say cosine -1, and then what's my ratio? It is adjacent, 8, over my hypotenuse. And again, this is not simplified, so that's A-OK, and we're just going to pop that into the calculator. So second, hit this guy, 8, ABC 12, and I get 48.19 degrees. Not too bad. Tangent. TOA. Opposite. Adjacent. Okay. Finding the side. Circle. So we're using tangent of 61. Opposite is x. Adjacent is 43. Cross multiply. Tangent of 61 equals times 43 divided by 1, 77.57. Next, same thing, tangent of 57. My ratio is opposite over adjacent. Cross multiply, so really this is 48 divided by the tangent of 57, 31.17. And then my last one, this is going to be tan -1. I don't know the angle, so tan inverse, opposite is 52, adjacent is 17. Again, this looks easy now, but when you're given it all with values everywhere and you have to choose, that's what gets complicated. Okay, so tangent, second, my inverse, 52, ABC, 17. 71.90 degrees. And that is that. Okay, so let's see if we can use this without, being consistent here. All right, so here they're telling us, let angle A be a acute angle and a right angle. Approximate the measure of angle A to the nearest tenth of a degree. So this really should be, you're trying to find the sine. Let angle A be an acute angle. Approximate the measure of angle to the nearest degree. So all we're doing is the inverses. So that's pretty easy. So second sine of 0.16 equals 9.2. I guess I should do this. Let's do this. So this is what we did. Sine times 0.16. Let's write this out. This would be the same thing. So tangent inverse 1.8. Cosine inverse 0.25. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, so inverse tangent, clear. Inverse tangent, 1.8, 60.95. Oh, it says to the nearest tenth. My bad. We'll just do that. Next one. $75.5. Okay, that was super easy. So again, when you're trying to find the angles, which is a degree, then that's the inverse. All right, solve the right triangle. Round your decimals to the nearest tenth. So on here, solve the right triangle. We're going to have to try to figure out what this guy is. So how can we find out what this side is? Pythagorean theorem, 4 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. We need to find that hypotenuse. We need to find that h. 4 squared plus 7 squared, square root of 65, or 8.1. All right, so are we trying to find A? What if we were trying to find A? What's given to us? Solve the right triangle. Round decimals to the nearest tenth. Okay, so I know my opposite. I'm going to stop here because this does not make sense to me. I don't know what we're looking for. I feel like we're missing something. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what did they want from us. So what they want us to do is to find all side lengths and all angle degrees. Okay, so we know this side length. So let's find angle A. So we don't know. We know that C is 90. So we're going to find angle A and B. So to find angle A, we can use, since these are nice numbers, we're going to use the opposite, right? From A is opposite adjacent. So which one is opposite adjacent? Opposite adjacent. Give you a chance to look at that. Tangent. So tangent of A over 1, opposite adjacent, cross multiply. So I'm going to go with the tangent. Sorry. 4 tangent, I'm going to go back, of A, cross multiply, 4 times 1 is 4, and then 7 times the tangent of A. And since we're trying to find the angle, we're going to do tan. That was my bad. The inverse. I should have known that. 4 ABC 7. 29.74. 29.7 if we're rounding the nearest tenth. Sorry about that. No wonder this wasn't working out. So again, I was looking for the angle. It takes me a minute too. It'll take you a second. Then we're going to find B. So to find B, what do we have? Again, you could do tangent because we have opposite adjacent. So let's do tangent again. So the inverse, since we're finding that angle, and that ratio opposite from B is 7 over 4. So remember, it's kind of like that reciprocal. So let's do that again. Tangent, inverse, and then 7 ABC 4, and that degrees is 60.3. So angle A, and this is angle A. I almost made that harder than it should have been. Okay, so on this one, we don't have a lot, do we? So we can use, we know that to find this, we can say this is opposite adjacent, right? So we can use tangent again. So I'm going to use tangent of 35 over 1, since we're trying to find a side length. And opposite is 11 over x. So now we can cross multiply. So 11 divided by the tangent of, I should put it that, tangent, I'm going to put that in parentheses, the tangent of 35. So that side length is 15.7. Okay, so we still need to find our hypotenuse. So we can go 15.7 squared plus 11 squared equals c squared. So 15.7 squared plus 11 squared equals, and take the square root of that, 367.49. Then take the square root of that. All kinds of math here. 0.49 equals, and that's our hypotenuse is 19.2. Okay, really I should say that's A, B, right? And this is A, C. All right. So now we need to find angle B. So, oh, actually we could subtract to find angle B, right? So to find angle B, we could just, because we've got two of them, we've got 180 minus that 90 minus 35. We could do it this way. It's 55. I think we got it all. See, it does get a little hairy, doesn't it? These are just other ones that you might kind of look at, that you'll come up on it some other time, but no need to worry about it. So this is just FYI. Okay, well, if you have any questions, and we're going to spend a couple days on this. So I know it seems, I mean, at first it seemed like it was okay, and then even here, you know, I was thinking, oh, it's the side and it wasn't working out. No, it's the angle. So that's when it's the inverse. So play with this, see how you do. Lots of practice this week. All right. Don't forget your rap. I think we should sing it when we're in class.